Hi and welcome. I'm Melanie from Embracing Love and Light. Today I've come on to talk about doubt on this journey. I expect most of you who are watching this will be going through the separation phase of the journey. And during the time that you have been on this part of the journey, you would have experienced doubt a lot for most of you. And it's natural to feel doubt. And to be honest, it would be surprising if you didn't feel doubt on this journey. This would have probably started when you went into separation due to the fact all of a sudden your twin started behaving differently towards you. Maybe something happened or there was tension or friction between you. So it would have gone from everything being fantastic and great and you would have been feeling so wonderful because you've just hit it off with this person in a way that you've never hit it off with anyone before. Feeling those big, intense feelings of love. And you may have been feeling, I've finally found someone who gets me on all levels. I don't have to even say much for them to get me on a deep level. And I know they feel the same, even if they don't say it in so many words. Then soul recognition happens, which you won't know about at the time, and they start blocking you, ghosting you, and you may not hear from them in ages or at all from that point on. Or they return and then they go and then they return. And you start to question everything that you thought that you had with this person was real. Maybe you were imagining it or just getting carried away, or they were fooling you, leading you along all the time. So you will doubt big time that this was what you thought it was. You will doubt the connection. However, underneath all that doubt, you will still have that undeniable feeling that you would have had was real and true. You won't be able to shake it, which will lead you to feeling confused. And because you just can't shake that feeling, you go searching for answers. However, doubt will still be rearing its head, trying to make you feel like you've got it all wrong about this person. And then whilst searching, you would have come across the term twin flames. And you would not have heard of this label before. A lot of twins haven't. And you really resonate with what you're hearing. You may have thought, yes, that's exactly the way they've been behaving and how I've been feeling. And you would have felt so certain that this is the only explanation for the way that they've been behaving and you've been feeling. But then maybe in the next moment or later or even the next morning when you wake up, you'll have a wave of doubt wash over you. And this can happen and will happen a lot. This is what I call flip-flopping. It's just how I see it. But you'll go from feeling one way to then feeling the complete opposite. And you may find it hard to even get through a day at first, or if you are stuck looping from believing to not believing, believing to not believing. And it can be really unsettling and even make you feel really ill. Now, this is because the doubt you are experiencing is coming from your mind and ego. Doubt is basically fear, and fear comes from the ego. Fear is how the ego controls us, and the mind can't understand anything that isn't logical. And this journey and connection you have with your divine masculine won't make sense and isn't logical to the limited mind, so doubt will kick in. Whereas when you have that deep inner knowing that this person who you have met, this connection, is so much more indifferent to anything you've experienced before, and you know that you're not wrong about it, that's your soul. Because your soul won't shout like your ego will with fear to get your attention. Your soul just is. It doesn't have to shout because it knows the truth of who you are and is the truth of who you are. And it resides in the now moment, whereas your ego and mind resides in the past and the future, and it can't understand the now moment. When you are in soul, you just know that this person and connection is your divine masculine and you are having a spiritual awakening. It's not something you'll be able to put into words. It will just be an inner knowing, because quite often anything that is coming from your soul, the mind can't comprehend and put into words. And language is very limiting. You'll just know though at a deep level, okay? Doubt can feel a lot worse at first, and if you are stuck or going around in circles with chasing and still not fully on board with what this connection is. Although doubt can still occur all the way through separation, even after getting started on healing and working on yourself. You can still have waves of doubt crashing over you. Maybe not as often, but really making you panic about the whole connection and the journey and yourself. And doubt will still crop up even when you are really getting into a good place. But because you have really worked hard on yourself and purged and aligned with your soul more, doubt at this stage will usually be less. And it will usually be less about you doubting the connection with your twin and more about you doubting your abilities and whether you can do this. You know, when those big difficult traumas come up from your past to heal, you can have doubt about how to deal with them. And even when you discover your soul purpose, you can still have doubt. You may be aligning with your soul more, but you know, still doing the work on yourself, when doubt can still come up for different reasons, depending on what you're working on. For instance, if you know what your soul purpose is and you are really keen to get started on it, but it means you have to step out of your comfort zone to do it, doubt can still come up if there's a part of yourself that still needs to be worked on, a reason for you to doubt. So that's the sign for you to do a little bit more work on yourself. You will have times throughout the journey when it will just feel too much and you feel that you can't take that next step because doubt has reared its head and you are scared. But always know that these are the times when there is an opportunity for growth. Doubt comes from the ego. And as we are a soul having a human experience, doubt will still arise. But the more you align with your soul, the more you can learn to recognize that the doubt you are feeling is not real, although may still feel very real at the time. But you can learn to step back from it, observe it, seeing it for what it is. You will still have days and times because of whatever is going on for you in your life when you will drop out of soul and into ego, and fear and doubt will rise up. But the important thing here is not to fight it, but to acknowledge it and accept it, because fighting or ignoring doubt by pretending it's not affecting you or feeling guilt, shame, or bad about yourself experiencing doubt will only fuel doubt. The best thing to do is to accept that this is part of the human experience and the journey, and you are going to experience doubt. And be kind to yourself when you are going through those times. And the way you can do this is by connecting with your soul, because when you are in soul, there is no doubt. As you continue on this journey and the more you are aligning with your soul, doubt will become less, but also something you can navigate so it doesn't totally consume you. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. Maybe drop me a comment below. I always love to hear your comments. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Much love and blessed be.